Hello, my name is John Papsiak and I'm talking to you from South Carolina. I hope to reach every citizen that has ever been a victim of deception by a corporation or was denied rights by the judicial system. Before my wife passed away 6 months ago, I promised her I would do everything legally and ethically possible to hold all those responsible accountable. Valentine's Day is near and is an appropriate time to tell our story. My wife's prized possession was her red convertible. Several years ago, my wife was rushed to the hospital. Around the same time, I had her car painted with a fresh coat of candy apple red, followed by an engine rebuild at an authorized NAPA auto care center. Not only was the car returned running worse, there were several other points of sabotage done to it. The owner of this repair center was in denial of everything, so I contacted NAPA. I was told that this repair center has not been a NAPA center for some time now and is flying the NAPA flag illegally. In NAPA television commercials and on their website, they make statements such as, he uses top quality NAPA parts and NAPA's Auto Care's commitment to excellence. NAPA is not excellent for two reasons. Number one, they do not have a program in place to ensure the NAPA Auto Care Center signs are removed from shops that are no longer NAPA. Even before I had the engine rebuild done, I suggested to my supervisor to have NAPA do the maintenance and repair of the fleet vehicles. Turns out the shop I visited for this is not a NAPA repair center either, and yet the NAPA Auto Care Center sign is attached to this building too. Number two, NAPA did not keep their website updated. They updated it the same time I made an inquiry. I know the day this was done. Perhaps there are 1 million people across the United States that have and still today bring their vehicles to what they think is an authorized NAPA repair facility. In short, the NAPA Corporation did not react in an acceptable manner, and we were forced to file for a court date at the magistrate courthouse here in this small town. The owner of the garage prepared a fictional defense and had no problem lying throughout the hearing. Also, it was apparent he has a relation or friendship with employees of this courthouse. We also brought the car to the courthouse, but the judge refused to come outside and consider this primary piece of evidence. After he ruled in favor of the defendant, my wife asked if we could come back. He said yes. As we exited the courtroom, he approached us and stated, "You can pick up the court papers after 30 days. On day 31 or 32, I went back. The lady here was as rude as ever, but somebody out of you must have indicated to give the papers to me." The defendant's 5-page signed statement contained ridiculous points such as, "There is no such thing as over-tighten," and mocked our good name as prick and paprika. Destroying my wife's car, then laughing at us with his courthouse friends is a direct insult to the integrity of the judicial system. I contacted approximately 15 different lawyers and one retired judge. Not one lawyer would give a straight answer. The retired judge did state, "You have 30 days to file an appeal, then you can go after NAPA for criminal." This clarified everything. My investigation produced a 3-part, 60-page report. It contains proof and overwhelming circumstantial evidence. The Office of the Governor and the State Supreme Court both received a copy of my report. Both are sidestepping this injustice with laws governing procedure. And not one lawyer will represent an individual who has a very strong case that implicates a judicial professional here in the state of South Carolina. In retrospect, my late wife and I were denied a fair hearing, the right to appeal, and the right to legal counsel here in the state of South Carolina. In one of the letters from the State Supreme Court, it stated, "This is not a place for an individual to seek relief, but a place where institutional values are promoted for the good of everyone who has dealings with our legal system." Well, sir, the system of institutional values has failed. My father did not fight the communists in Korea so his children could be denied due process. Often, it is not cost-effective to hire a lawyer for cases in the magistrate court system. I strongly urge every citizen of the state of South Carolina to write their representative suggesting a law be passed to better protect the average person from both inaccurate and misunderstood verbal communication by employees at the magistrate courthouse. Perhaps a brochure explaining the rights, procedures, and time limits. A brochure required by law to be given to both the plaintiff and defendant prior to their court date. The Federal Trade Commission reacts based on the number of complaints. I strongly urge every citizen of the United States to file a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission about NAPA's disregard for accurate advertising. Based on our experience, both elected and appointed officials here in the state of South Carolina are not interested in upholding justice for the average citizen, but promote immoral protectionism for the benefit of their own reputation. This must be what they mean by institutional values. The willful destruction of a dying little girl's little red car gets their approval. I love you, honey. I miss you. Happy Valentine's Day.